The holidays are over, but golf's not. Tee up, Carolina people, this morning. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Embassy Suites Resort at Kingston Plantation, home of the 13th annual American Hardball. We're focused on the golf industry and having a unified voice along the Grand Strand. And we're visiting with Mickey McCamish, the president of Myrtle Beach Golf Holiday. Good morning, Mickey.
Good morning, Greg.
Thanks
Good
so
to
much
see you this
for coming
morning.
in early this morning.
Thank you. Thank you for having me this morning.
It's great that we grabbed a little latte here at Starbucks before we got started. They're going strong here early this morning.
It does. It wakes us up, doesn't it?
It does. Absolutely. And, of course, you're up normally so early in the mornings with, I think, oftentimes passing your office golf holiday. I understand you're in not in as that early, but up early in the mornings.
You're right, Greg. My routine starts at about 4 in the morning, and I start off with a little exercise just to make sure the heart's in good shape. So do a little bit exercise, 20 to 30 minutes of exercise, then head into the office and work about an hour, and then I go and exercise for another hour and 10, 15 minutes, then back in the office by 6:45 to start the day's work till about 6:45 at night.
Is that right, Mickey? How do you keep it going? So let's see, till 6:45 at night. Do you normally go to bed pretty early?
I do, Greg, because you really just can't burn the candle at both ends, as they say.
Right.
And so I'm usually in bed by 9 o'clock, sometimes 9:30, but
Right.
most of the times by around 9 o'clock.
So 9 to 4, a good 7 hours sleep every night. Make an effort to do that.
That's right. And I usually sleep pretty soundly because by then I'm tired out and go right to sleep. Because,
yeah.
a lot of times you can go to bed early and you'll toss and you turn. And
Right.
so you really don't get a good night's sleep. But when I do go to bed, I am ready to do the job at hand, and that's to go to sleep.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be tough staying up for the hardball here in a couple of weeks on Saturday the 17th. That's a 6 to midnight event. Are you sure you're up for it?
I'll rest up for it, Greg, and it's great what the Herald is doing, and thanks so much for including me as a part of one of your guests at the Hardball.
Absolutely, Mickey. Of course, it's so great when we think about folks who are really making a commitment to the community, whether it's groups like the Herald, in particular groups like Golf Holiday, who year after year after year continue to make that. And, of course, we were thinking earlier as we started, 10 years as the president, now serving in your 10th year.
It's hard to believe, Greg. The element of time, I know we say it, but it does go very fast. And I think it's because a lot of things in golf, in the golf marketing, you only do once a year. There's only one World Am that we do once a year.
Right.
And there's only one spring golf season. There's only one fall golf season. But to prepare for those seasons, it takes months on months and a lot of hours, a strong staff to enable us to pull those marketing events off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it just goes so very fast.
It does. The 10 years has blown by, but you've been at Golf Holiday even longer than a decade.
I have. I came to Myrtle Beach in 1994, and the purpose of my coming here was to chair the Senior PGA Tour Championship. I had a similar event in Delaware with the DuPont Company, the LPGA Championship, and Cecil Brandon and Bob LeCompte recruited me from DuPont to come here to chair that event. Mm-hmm. And I chaired the event for 4 years. And then when Cecil stepped down as president of Myrtle Beach Golf Holiday, the board selected me to follow Cecil. And I feel most fortunate to have followed him.
Oh, yeah, and I think he got a big award from the Myrtle Beach Area Chamber of Commerce this year. Was he the Pioneer of the Year?
He was the Pioneer of the Year. Again, another community event sponsored by the Herald. But he was Pioneer of the Year, and Cecil was most deserving of that. All of the work that he did as a founding father of Golf Holiday, and how the area has grown from 6, 7 golf courses up now to we have 99 golf courses open as we sit here today speaking. And of course that's down a little bit. In the early part of this century we were at 120, 121 golf courses. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But there have been about 23 golf courses since 1999 where the business plan has changed and it was modified for another use of the land. Mm-hmm. And those courses have done very well as they chose their other business plan, but those that are remaining have done really well. For example, this year, ending in 2006, The rounds per golf course are an 8-year high. It's
No
up
way.
6.5%. So it's a win-win. It's a win for those that are staying in the business, and it's a win for those whose business plan changed for redevelopment or another use of the land.
Oftentimes redevelopment is an issue, and I'm sure there's still folks probably thinking about putting more courses in. The business plan being as viable as it is for the 99 courses in Horry, Georgetown, and Brunswick County that are members of Golf Holiday.
You're exactly right. There are. Opening up here just right after the Heart Ball will be Leopard's Chase, as a matter of fact.
Right.
And then coming on in the fall of the year will be Jaguar's Lyre, as well as the Founders Club at Pawleys Island will be opening up in the fall of the year. And then also at Wild Wing, there'll be 9 holes. The Hummingbird course will open as a 9-hole course in early summer or late spring, one of those 2 times. And right now, Pine Lakes is being renovated, but it will open up in the fall of 2008. With all of those openings, then that will bring our total to just under 104 golf courses.
Right. Nikki, for yourself, do you ever have any time to get out and play?
Greg, it's funny because people think because you're in the golf business, because you're in golf marketing, gosh, you're out there on the golf course all the time. And the truth of the matter is I have less time now to play golf than at any point in my life. And, it's just wanting to stay ahead of the market and to make sure that we are doing everything possible to bring any golfer and every golfer, expose them to the Myrtle Beach area because we are truly the golf capital of the world. But I just don't have the time to go out and enjoy the game myself.
Golf Holiday is pretty much all about business. Y'all don't necessarily encourage folks to come in and tour your facilities. You guys are really into marketing golf. I was about to say, for viewers who've got to get off to school or off to work, is there a good phone number to call? And, of course, I'm sure you encourage locals to call and to learn more about Golf Holiday, what y'all do. Y'all have a great-looking website. But do you encourage folks to really, you guys are working all the time.
Sure, we surely are. And we use volunteers during the tournament. And the Golf Holiday office number is 477-8833.
Okay.
And certainly if there's those out there that would like to come and volunteer and help with any of our tournaments, we would never turn away a volunteer. You always welcome volunteers with open arms.
Oh, yeah.
But you're right. Our job is to market Myrtle Beach, not only in the States, but around the world, as Myrtle Beach as the #1 golf destination in the world. And we do a lot of things to make that happen, all the way from print to television to the internet to national radio, a lot of different mediums that we use to get that message out.
You say the #1 golf destination in the world, Mickey. That's a pretty big claim. Yeah. What are some other communities that would like to think of themselves as big ones that you continue to remind that we are #1?
We do have the target on our back. Everyone tries to follow us. Certainly, we like to keep a lot of our marketing secrets to ourselves and only expose them till after they're done. Orlando would be our #1 competitor, for example.
Is that right for golf?
For golf, yeah. Orlando, I would see, is our #1 competitor. Phoenix, Scottsdale area is another area that is a very strong competitor to us. And, with destinations like that, that's where air service comes in. 50% of the golfers that we bring here fly. And so, therefore, air service, point-to-point air service in particular, is extremely important to us. All of us, as we travel, we like to avoid Atlanta. We like to avoid Charlotte. We stay away from those places because making connections cannot be a lot of fun sometimes. And so the point-to-point service is what we've tried to encourage as we go out and recruit the airlines. And we support that point-to-point service with marketing dollars. We market the destination, but we also will do a tag that would say, okay, you can travel to Myrtle Beach via a certain airline.
Right.
Myrtle Beach Direct Air from Niagara Falls, for example, or Pittsburgh, or from the New York area.
Absolutely. Myrtle Beach Direct Air, a new one that's just kicked off and, of course, getting a lot of bang right now. I saw a great piece about them just last week, and I think the lines were out the door.
They were. And, Greg, one of the challenges with an airline is while I'll do a lot of marketing and can fill the airline coming southbound, it's important to fill it northbound as well. And that's where promotions like what Myrtle Beach Direct Air did for our community, it helps the community, it helps the airline because it fills that airliner going northbound with people from our local community. So the community benefits and the airline benefits as well. So it's a great promotion, and it's one of the challenges that we face when we go out and we recruit an airline, because the airliner has to be filled both ways.
Oh, absolutely. Of course, speaking of airlines, and of course, obviously, your office on the former Myrtle Beach Air Force Base, very close to the potential new terminal.
Yes.
Out on right off of the former Air Force Base, on former Air Force Base land.
Right.
The opportunity to have a big new terminal is just seems like it's right on the edge, Mickey. Any thoughts right now about what's happening with the
Well, Greg, the most important thing to us in the golf tourism industry is bringing airlines here. And to an airline, the most important thing to an airliner is, what is it going to cost me to land in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina? And it's, what's the total cost? What's the cost of the terminal rental space, the ticket counter space, the common area? What's the cost of the landing fees? What's the cost of the into plane fuel fee, the delivery of the fuel from the tank farm to the plane itself? So what is the total cost of landing an airliner in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, versus going to, say, Orlando, our competitor, or to Phoenix?
Right.
And that's what's important to an airliner. So it's important that regardless if it's the old terminal or a new terminal, that those costs are in line, existing costs or future costs. Because if they're not in line, then our airliner could pass us up and choose not to come here just because we're not cost competitive. And the incentive packages that are offered airliners, almost all airports are offering those incentive packages. Are our incentive packages, are they competitive with the incentive packages of other destinations? Those things we need to make sure we keep in line so that they are favorable to attracting an airliner here.
Right.
Certainly from us, from the golf tourism community, we would support by marketing, again, the airline with the destination. So whether it's a new terminal or an old terminal, it's really more important to try to get the airline here, and the cost to the airline is the most critical elements to us.